Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Golden Sun. In the last part we did everything here on the Tolbi bound ship, and now we actually got sidetracked a bit due to my choice of oarsmen. They want us to check to make sure there's no monsters on the area, so we're gonna go and do that. However, this is an area you're actually not supposed to know exists until much later in the game. This is Crossbone Isle. There are no random encounters in this place. This is, for most, considered the post-game, actually. Why? It's a weird kind of fully puzzle maze area, if you catch my drift. And it's just filled with all sorts of bosses and such that are really hard if you don't know what you're doing. And you can't complete the area yet. You can only do about 3 floors complete and then start the 4th. But I figured might as well start it off now, right? Plus you get some pretty good rewards out of the area. First off, we need to use growth out here 3 times, in fact, so we can get up to the top here and get the chests in this area. That ivy there has nothing behind it, by the way. So don't even bother. Nope, don't use retreat. And here we got a note we can use catch to get. Now, one thing I will warn you is that if you're new to the game, be very careful in this area, because all of the random encounters, or not really random encounters, all the encounters are pretty much boss fights, and are thusly very powerful, so watch out for that, which we'll see in a moment or so. Woo! Best reward ever. 1 coin. Wasn't there a chest in Final Fantasy V that did that? Anyway, now I had to go back up there to the right in order to jump down here and get a mint, which I shall use once again on Garrett, I believe, because I think that's the thing that raises agility. Is it? Yep. That's going on Garrett, because he has the lowest agility natively. He's only slightly behind Mia, but I'm okay with having my healer being slow, actually. Because usually, the last character going is still faster than most enemies. And even then, against boss fights, it's good to heal after they attack, depending on the situation. Anyway, welcome to Crossbone Isle proper. This place is pretty much just one giant declining area. As you see here, when we go downstairs, well, first off, I recommend setting foraging on everyone to, well, almost everyone to, stand by for the bosses. Because you know you'll add a boss fight when you have a door like this. Anyway, first boss is Hobgoblin. Sadly not a Marvel character. 650 HP, weak to wind, strong against earth. We'll use Crystal Powder, which is an ice-type item. Yields a smoke bomb and not in a sleep bomb. Pretty much he has nothing, aside from his physical attacks, he only uses actual words. Items. Level 3 and above summons are the best way to go against these guys, too. And that's pretty much it. And in terms of how I'm approaching the actual puzzle areas, I'm going to be fast-forwarding them all and playing music while still commentating over them because, well, they take a while, because each one of these took at least 3 minutes, I want to say. The first room here is very simple. Pretty much you just have to use move on these pillars in order to jump across the platforms and get decent rewards. You do have to exit and re-enter the place a couple times in order to get everything to work out right, but it's nothing too bad. And as you can plainly see, there are no random encounters, so your Djinn have plenty of time to reset. Though, even to me now, all these years later, there's still times whenever I'm like, what do I do again? I kind of wish there were random encounters in here, honestly, because then you would get more experience, but then again, the boss fights are more than enough to make up for it. And that's the end of the first room, and right outside we got a Mimic. This is technically supposed to be the second to last Mimic in the game. 729 HP, weak to fire, strong against wind. Usual attacks, debilitate, side drain, sleep. This guy also has Sonic Slash and Curse. Around Mimic number 5, they start getting Curse. And for beating this guy, we get a potion, which is a full heal to one party member, so that's pretty good. Usual strategies apply, just use all your best energies. I'll go down eventually. In terms of when we're gonna come back to Crossbone Isle later, I think I'm gonna save that until what is technically for me post-game. But the way I think I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna beat the game, record it, then record the Crossbone Isle stuff, and then upload that before the finale. Kind of similar to how I did the, what's it called? Oh crap, what game did I do that in? I forget. Oh well, I did that in some sort of game. And you guys are probably yelling what it is at me in the comments below. Anyway, going up on the next boss. Grizzlies and the Succubus. Grizzlies have 768 HP, weak to fire, strong against wind, will drop a potion, Bear Claw and Furious Rage, so they're pretty much physical attackers, nothing really to worry about there. The Succubus, on the other hand, can be troublesome. 529 HP, weak to fire, strong against water, will drop a crystal powder. It glowers miserably, hail, prism, and wind slashes, and those can surprisingly hurt if you're not prepared. Keep your items ready as long as you're level 4 or 3 summons. But nothing too hard. Though I really have to say, I think the way this game handles its battle sprites is similar to how Donkey Kong Country did it. 3D models squashed into 2D sprites. And the Grizzlies don't... Oh, well, actually, the bear-type enemies in general just look kind of... Anyway, gimmick for this room is it's more pillar pushing, or log pushing, or whatever. Only one thing worth a note in here besides the Lucky Pepper there, and that is the weapon we get in here in the final chest, the Mystery Blade. That is a pretty good sword attack-wise, and its special attack that it has, well, essentially its critical hit, is essentially a life drain spell. Pretty good, pretty good. And we're out of there. But yeah, as you can see, the general idea of this place is that it's a gigantic staircase that you have to go through puzzle rooms in order to progress on. Then you can press a pillar in order to make it so you can shortcut past that room. Anyway, coming up on the next boss, so get your Djinn ready. Lich and Fiendish Ghouls. Lich has 900 HP, weak to wind, strong against water, will drop a Psy Crystal. Bind, Curse, Debilitate, Enfeeble, Glacier Hunt, and Revive. Honestly, it's the bigger threat here because of that Revive spell, which will bring back some of its allies. However, it goes down to 1 summon. Fiendish Ghouls have 609 HP, weak to fire, strong against water, can drop an antidote. Bacteria Rush and Cannibal Fang and otherwise really powerful physical attacks. This one can be really troublesome if you're like a level 20, not even 20, like level 19, 18. Because these guys have really decent stats, honestly. But they go down eventually, as all enemies do. Ooh, a level up. I'm not sure if the drop you get from a battle is randomized between the enemies, or if it's like which one you defeat first. It might be that, actually. Anyway, the gimmick of this area is that there are 4 blue keys and 1 red key, and you need to use catch in order to get it. The red key's there, but we can't get that until last. That's the only one you need to progress, too. Because these blue keys, all they lead to... And by the way, excuse my idiocy when it comes to jumping around. I'm not paying attention too much right now. The big thing with them is that these are completely optional. You only need these in order to get the treasures. So if you just want to go for the gold, get the red key, then leave. You get some pretty decent treasure in here, I want to say. Pretty much in every single subsequent room you get that multiple of 111 gold. You get a fairy ring, which is pretty much an elixir that you can equip. I'm going to put that on Garrett. A cookie, which raises maximum PP. I'm going to use that on Isaac instead of Garrett this time, because he likes to use Ragnarok and Kira a lot. And a smoke bomb, which is useless. And other than that, all we got in here is the red key, which we need in order to progress, quite obviously. And that is the last puzzle room we can do for now. You can enter the next one, but we're not going to be able to do anything until we get something later on. And we won't be able to return here for a while anyway, so get all your Djinn ready for the final boss for the area for now. And the boss for this floor is 2 Griffins. Griffins have 1100 HP, weak to wind, strong against earth. Will drop a potion upon defeat if they decide to. Bind, Impact, Sonic Slash, Tornado, Wing, Flutter, Twin Peaks, and Ward. A lot of really damaging attacks. As usual, just spam your summons and hopefully they'll die rather quickly. Pretty cute sprites, I'm not gonna lie, though. And I think the only thing that's really cute to me about them, honestly, is the eyes, because it looks so derpy. Actually, has there ever been a really badass griffin in a game that I've played that's not named Castlevania? I don't think so, actually. And level up for him, booyah. And we can't progress on from here due to this place's gimmicks, so I'll be back here later on. So now I'm going to have to backtrack to the ship off-screen. And they ask if you explored thoroughly, blah blah blah. I'm not sure if you get if anything else will happen if you say if there was no monsters out there. I've always said yes because there are technically monsters. You just need to go to the cave to find them. But the passengers don't have to worry much longer because they figure out the way to Tolbi. So now we can thankfully get there. So our adventures at Crossbone Isle end for now. And this guy actually points out what got us here. We need to switch left and right teams because the left team's timing is off. That is because pretty much purely the old man. Because if you actually notice when they're in the cutscenes back when we were actually sailing, these guys do all have different timing from when they were doing the oars. And we get to see this cutscene one last time for now. I forget if we get to see it later on. I don't think we do, but I don't quite recall. Yeah, like here, you can see, like, the old man does his really slowly. The other three are pretty much in sync, actually. That's probably the only reason... In fact, I think you only need the old man to get to the Crossbone Isle. Just need to make sure he's on the left. I never thought about that, actually. Huh. And land ho, so we finally arrived on the other side of the Carrigal Sea. I wonder if that's some sort of pun on Caribbean. I wouldn't be surprised. And we're finally here. I'm not sure why, but that guy there reminds me of Felix. Just, I'm not sure why. But then again, green cape, long brown hair. That's probably why. But, yeah. The point of no return's technically over. I think you can get another ride on the ship, just go to the other side, but I don't quite recall. Because honestly, I always continue on from here on out. But we can finally have access to Tolbi after so long. I mentioned that place before. It's where we spend our game tickets and lucky medals. But we'll be doing stuff there not until next part, actually. 35 coins there. And there's also a potion you can get in this area by moving those two crates in order to get to that chest, which I shall do in a moment. And there we go. And now we can finally head back to the world map, and yeah, let's give those two potions to Garrett, because he is my potion hoarder. Oh and yeah, you can sell the Vulcan axe at your next opportunity, because the Mystery Blade's just better, period. Hello, world map, we missed you. And there's Tolbi, and I'm deliberately ignoring it for now. Why? You see, now that we're here, 2 Djinn have opened up, and I'm gonna go after them right now, but first... New encounter over here is a Mad Mole. 156 HP, weak to fire, strong against the wind, can drop a bramble seed, and other than that, they just have physical attacks and some sort of mad spatter attack. I forget what that does. But over here, there's something very special. If you get into a random encounter on this little area here, you get a Mercury Djinn known as Hail. 466 HP, weak to fire, strong against water. Drench, Frost Sphere, Hail Prism, Ice Horn, Tundra, and that's most Djinn they can escape, so it's pretty much all just fairly decent Mercury level type attacks. This is also the second to last Mercury Djinn you have to fight. Also, I think one of the last Djinn you have to fight randomly, period. I think there's only like 3 left. Maybe 4? Hail is alright. You pretty much freeze a foe to lower his agility. And now I'm gonna need to go head after the other one, so we're gonna need to head east. Now, one thing that's gonna come up as soon as we get this next Djinn is that it's gonna be a Venus Djinn, I'm gonna tell you right now. But you're going to notice it's gonna be equipped to Garrett, and you can't equip it to Isaac or anyone else. One weird thing about the Djinn system in these games is that, say everyone has 4 Djinn but a 5th member, except for the 4th member. If you try to equip the Djinn on the member that has 5 Djinn, you won't be able to, because I'm guessing it's a way to keep people from getting too overpowered too quickly. No one can have 2 more Djinn than anyone else at any given time. Proof of concept, I cannot set this to Isaac yet. I need to wait until Garrett gets his next Djinn. Which will be fairly soon. It's actually in Tolbi, so we won't have to go without Isaac having his next Djinn for long. And now, with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 20 we'll be exploring Tolbi. Also, in between parts I'm gonna be grinding everyone up to level 24. See you guys then!